oh, I really got to make a good tune. I really got to make a banger, mate. 20 ways how to start a tune on Maschine. A good way to start a track for a beginner is in Maschine. When you load up groups, if you hold shift when you're in the browser, you see the groups all here, you search through them. If you hit shift before you load, hold shift, and here on this button up in the right hand corner of this screen, you'll see patterns, plus patterns. If you enable that, when you load up the kit, it'll load the patterns that came with the demo as well. So you'll get all the demo patterns in there. And then you can just start taking things away from that and start adding your own things. And then also you can learn visually how other people arrange their beats and how other people make music. You get a good idea just from learning them sessions. So that's highly recommended if you're new and you're a beginner. Load up the patterns, you're off. This is how I reckon most people these days are making tunes, yeah? You get one of your favourite artist's song, you play over the top of it, something that works. You don't want to play what they're playing, you want to play your own thing, but something that works to that song. And then you take the song away and you're left with some chords that have got the same feeling and that are in the same key as your favourite tune. Boom, you're off. I know this one might be quite obvious, yeah, but chords. And now we've got user chords. And don't think too much about how to set the chords up and if you're playing the right chord or if it's right or anything. Select a key, select whether you want it in minor or major or a different type of scale, and then it'll be locked in. So every pad you press will light up. And then that'll be one of your notes in that chord. Just hit them randomly and then press preview, listen to it. If it invokes a feeling within you, boom, that's the one to go with. You're looking for feeling really rather than sound. If something makes you feel a certain way, go with it, run with it. But as soon as you start playing chords, there's always a next natural step. So you'll play the chords and then you'll naturally go, oh, I'm going to do this next, or that needs editing, or I need to trim this, or I need to trim that, or I need to add this or add that. And then you've got the ball rolling. Most of the time it's getting started that's the hardest thing, because we overcomplicate it in our minds. We think about it too much and try and plan it too much. It goes a bit messed up when I plan it. So it's best not to plan it and just go with your intuition, and you'll know. You will know, trust me, you'll know. Once you start it, you'll naturally go to the next step. Sampling. We all know about sampling, but as soon as you get a record and you pull it on, you've got ideas flowing straight away. And even if you don't hear no special sample, throw the sample in there, play with it. I guarantee you'll start playing a little pattern and you'll start recording from there. So just give it a try. Sample anything. Rustle a packet near the mic. Sample that. Use the ending of your breaths when you're talking to give it for that human feel, but use it as percussion. Yo. The next way you can start a song is just by choosing a certain sound, a specific sound. So you scroll through all your library. If something jumps out at you and you're like, oh, I like that sound, load it up, you'll naturally start playing something. The first thing you play, record it. Start recording. Boom. You're making a tune. You're off. You can always start a tune from one of your old tunes. Use one of your old songs, resample it in, whack halftime on it or something, and it'll just take on a whole new life. And it'll become a whole new song. And you're naturally, like the other steps, you'll naturally move on to the next thing and start creating. A really good way to start a tune, if you want to start with a melody, is to use the harp. And you can hold different pads at different times, and kind of play the harp at the same time, and it'll switch up and keep it in time for you. And then you got a banging melody, which is unique and no one else has got. Boom. This will probably be a favourite way for most people to start a tune, is to start with a specific genre. You got certain characteristics within certain songs, like say drill, you've got the you're off. You're making a drill track. As soon as you add that, guarantee you're going to play drill drums, and everything you play on top of that is going to be towards drill. So pick a specific genre. Like say if you went with Afro beats. There's loads of different patterns that define certain genres. You're off. This is the way most people probably start a tune, and that's with drums. So start with drums, and your song will turn out completely different to if you started with a melody. If you start with a melody, the melody dictates where the drums go, in a way. Like, it does for me anyway. Like, if I play a certain melody, I'm like, yeah, this sounds like trap, this sounds like hip hop, this sounds like Afro beats, and the tempo is kind of secondary because you can change the tempo after. And if it gets too fast, like the chords are too close together, then you can always space them out and replay it. One of my favourite ways to start a tune is to pick a certain sound within a group and then start from there. Because if you use a sound within a group, like a pad or some keys that are in that group, you know the drums are going to work with that, and it's all going to feel right, and it's all going to be kind of mixed. They're all going to work together, because someone else has sat there and actually really thought about what kind of sounds should be in that pack. This is one we should all be doing, yeah? Going through your hard drive. Because I guarantee you will load up a song on your hard drive and go, what? Forgot about this one. Oh my days, mate. And you're off. You got ideas for days, mate. Ideas start flooding to you straight away. You're like, yep, I can hear the bass line. I can hear the keys on this. Let's go. And then you just start, mate. Go through your hard drive. I guarantee you forgot about a banger. You can always use my bass rolling technique. I come up with my own technique the other day. I was blown away by it. Not many other people was, but I was. I was like, oh my days, mate. I ain't used it since, yeah? But it's one that's in the bag for if I ever do want to use it. It's there. So I leave that up on a card up here or up there so you can go and check it out. It's quite simple, but it's effective. That brings me on to another way you can start a tune, and that's with the split tool. So you can draw in any notes, yeah, and then use the split tool by pressing X to bring it up to just chop wherever you want. Play it back, and it's well unique and different, and it's like arpeggiated, like it's played like a melody, like an arpeggio. My favourite way to start a tune lately is Playbox. It's such a banging instrument, mate. It's so banging. It's just inspirational, mate. As soon as I load up Playbox, I can hit random a couple of times and that's it. I'm off, mate. I'm making a tune. Like, every single time. I never load Playbox up and come away empty-handed. I've always got a tune after. Always. Even if I'm just loading it up to test something, I don't even get to testing it. I'm just off making another song. I recommend Playbox, yeah? You can get it on your 360 subscription. It's worth it for me just for that. I would pay the £13 a month just for Playbox and maybe one or two other things from that subscription. So it is worth it, mate. Trust. Like I was saying earlier, with getting someone else's tune, playing over the top of it, and then removing their song, you can also do that with loops inside Maschine. So go to loops, load up one of their loops that are in there, play something over the top of it, maybe a few things, then take the loop away, or you can then disguise that loop somehow. But what I've come to realise lately is because everyone else is changing them sounds because they don't want a sound like everyone else that's using them, no one's using them. That's why I've just been using them like openly, mate, and I ain't even been changing them because everyone else is changing them. So why should I? I'll let everyone else change them and I'll stick with that for now. But I do like to be unique as well though. But that did hold me back before. Before I had Maschine, I used to class like things like Playbox as cheating. I wouldn't have used that Playbox a few years back. I just would have refused to use it because I was just a bit closed-minded. I'd be like, nah, I'm not using that, it's cheating. I'm not playing every chord myself. I'm not making every layer myself and adding every single thing. It's cheating, it's not a real producer. That's what I would have said a few years ago until I got the Maschine, and then I started banging out beat after beat like really quickly and started thinking, rah, this is fun, mate. I enjoy doing this, mate. This is actually fun again, because I lost all my enthusiasm for music. It weren't fun no more. It was a chore. I was like, oh, mate, and I used to stress myself out about it. In the end, I used to overthink it so much that my tunes didn't come out right because I was too much of a perfectionist, mate, and that can hold you back. So yeah, let go of that. Let go of it, mate. Just have fun. And what's the chances that someone else is going to play that playbox instrument or whatever it is the same as that you've played it, or use that loop that you've used and people notice it? You know, what's the chances of that, really? Like hit songs that have all got the same sample. It's rare, mate, so I wouldn't worry too much about that because it will hold you back in the end. What makes you feel good is what's going to make someone else feel good. So you just work on what makes you feel good and let everyone else follow you rather than you trying to please them. Yes, yes. This plugin is really cheap. It's £9 at the moment, but it's one of my most used plugins in music production. Not mixing, but music production. Halftime. £9, mate. And you can throw it on anything and it completely switches it up and gives you a dark, grungy feel to the track, to anything. If you throw that on the most happiest guitar, it will make it sound dark and vibey. Trust. Halftime. If you need to buy one plugin for production, get Halftime. £9. Boom. If I'm completely stuck for ideas and I've got no inspiration, I know I can turn to my phone, because in preparation for times like that and just to get my ideas out and so I don't forget them, if I start humming a tune, like the other day I was singing saying to my dog about a delivery man that was coming to the door. I can't remember how it went. They better bring it to the door, 'cause that's what I pay for. And I was just singing that. You can bring it to the door, 'cause that's what I pay for. It was funny, mate. And I just recorded that in. But if I'm ever stuck for an idea, that bum ba 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 bum bum ba bum ba da bum bum da 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 da. Da, 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 da. You probably rubbed that now. Just record it in your phone, because later on you'll appreciate it and you'll think, yeah, I'm glad I did that now. And sometimes you can even just throw it in there and build on top of it, and it actually sounds good to be in there. You can just tune it with auto-tune, pitch it up, and you got a vocal sample that sounds like a female. Boom, you're off. This is one that I've never used myself, but it's an option. It's to get MIDI packs. Get the MIDI packs and rearrange them. Keep them on the same grid, like timing-wise, but move them up and down pitch-wise. Or you could use them as a quantize map, so you can get the feel of them MIDI packs, but in your tracks. Boom, you're off. Yeah, and that's it really, mate. I think that's like 20 ways how to start a tune on Maschine.